Put the clap emoji down in the comments section because I asked last week to get to 690 likes, and y'all got over 1,000. You know what that means? Another Dolphins mailbag. But you know what? Let's show the bosses here at Chat Sports that wasn't a fluke. So if you want another Dolphins mailbag, I need this video to get to 1,000 likes, and then guess what? We're going to be breaking it down. So go ahead, like the video for another Dolphins mailbag. What's up, Miami Dolphin fans? Mitchell Renz here from Chat Sports, and these are probably my favorite videos to do on this channel because this is a part where you guys can be creative and we can interact and get to know each other just a little bit better. So even though it's the Dolphins channel, this first question is coming in from Monkeys. Get a picture. Why should the Fins take Jamar Chase at number 3 if Smith is taken at 2, so Devonta Smith, when they can draft a player like Penei Sewell or Slater and greatly improve the offensive line? I guess the answer is why should they is because maybe one of the biggest needs is wide receiver for Chase. However, I mean, if you guys watch the show for long enough, you'll know that I'm a big Penei Sewell fan. So go down to the comments section, let me know. Who would y'all draft at number 3 if, let's say, Devonta Smith is taken at number 2? Do you go with Jamar Chase, wide receiver out of LSU, type JC? Penei Sewell, offensive tackle from Oregon, type PS? Or Slater, another offensive tackle from Northwestern? I'll be honest with you, as much as I love Chase, and I think Slater is a good prospect as well, the answer here is Penei Sewell. And even if Devonta Smith was on the board at 3, I'd probably actually still take Penei Sewell to go ahead and protect Tua's blind side. Let's go to this next question here. It's coming in from Caden S. I saw an article about the Dolphins taking Micah Parsons. Favorite question, start off with that sentence alone. Do you think that they would make their defense top 5? And if they are already top 5, would that move put them, I guess, even higher? I like Micah Parsons a lot. However, there's been multiple reports about some of his off-the-field stuff, and I've even seen a report out there that as much as 15 NFL teams will not select him. Do I think that they should take him at number 3? No, I do not, because he plays a linebacker. But if he's available at pick number 18 and you make him into a more of an edge rusher instead of just your typical middle linebacker, I think that'll be a much better thing for Micah Parsons in general. Is he a good player? Yes. Does he fit a good need? Yes. Can he hopefully clean up some of the stuff he did in college? I think we would all agree if you've been to college, maybe we won't do that in our actual workplace. So if you guys want more videos here around the Miami Dolphins, it's simple. More subs equals more videos. We're getting close to literally a video every single day, and that's because this is one of the fastest growing channels here at Chat Sports. The bosses have been impressed by how dedicated y'all are, and if you always want the latest Dolphins news and rumors, if you want more Dolphins mailbags, you got to hit that big red button that says subscribe and turn on the notifications, because if we get breaking news, we're going to be making a video here. Let's go to the next question. It's coming in from my dude, Michael Lopez. Do you believe that Watson, with the current offense, is more of a contender than Tua with weapons? This is a really cool question. So before I give my answer, Watson in the current offense, type W, or Tua and more weapons, type T for Tua. So obviously, if you go out and trade for Deshaun Watson, you're probably going to have to give up, I'm thinking, Tua and 2 first-round picks, when you could probably use those 2 first-round picks, let's say hypothetically, and invest that into the offense and, build around Tua. As much as I like the idea of getting more weapons, and as much as I'm hoping that Tua can become a top 10 quarterback, I know Deshaun Watson's a top 10 quarterback, and already you put Watson. I mean, it's not like the Dolphins' offense stinks, y'all. They got Mike Gesicki, you got Devontae Parker, Preston Williams when he comes back from injury, Albert Wilson, Allen Hurns, halfway decent running backs. Like, their offense is pretty dang good. I'm going to go with Deshaun Watson. I'm going to type my W. This might have actually been my favorite question on today's mailbag, so shout out to Deportes and Espanol. Sup, Mitch, if Tua re-entered the draft this year after his rookie performance, which quarterback goes first? Basically, goes before Tua. So let's just say Tua's in the NFL draft this year, right? 2021. Trevor Lawrence is still going to be the number 1 overall pick because he's the best quarterback, and he would have been maybe even the number 1 quarterback taken last year as well. I'm still going to take Tua over a guy like Justin Fields. I would still take Tua over Zach Wilson, and I would still take Tua over Trey Lance, over Mac Jones. So I guess he would be the number 2 quarterback off the board and potentially the number 2 overall pick overall to the New York Jets. But hey, If you guys disagree, it's what the comment section's for. Today's show made possible by our good friends at BetUS. Shout out to them. They've been hooking us up with awesome deals here, and if you enjoy the shows, I know I always say, hey, like this video or hey, subscribe. The way that we can keep these shows for free is sponsors like BetUS. So go ahead, support them, support us. Go to chatsports.com/bet. When you go, use that link, and yes, you have to use that link or else you're not going to get the 125% deposit bonus. Use the link. Dolphins 125 gets you 125% deposit bonus. But what could you possibly bet on, right? The NFL's basically over. No, you can bet on not only the NFL, you can bet on all sorts of sports, NBA, you can bet on literally like anything, and I mean anything. But you know what I'm going to bet on? Super Bowl 55 MVP, because I saw some odds. I was like, okay, I actually thought it was a little bit odd. No surprise who the top names are, but if you guys want to go down, let me know who you think is going to win Super Bowl 55 MVP. The top two names are simple, right? Patrick Mahomes and Tom Brady. But if you're a believer that the Buccaneers are going to win this game, plus 175 is actually pretty good odds, I would say, for Brady, because let's face it, if they win, I'm convinced even if he goes 0-for-1 with a kneel down, that dude's probably still going to win MVP. Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Leonard Fournette. No disrespect to Leonard Fournette. One of these names is not like the others. It's between Brady. It's between Mahomes. Go ahead and put the money down. One more time at chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Dolphins125 for that 125% deposit bonus. You deposit $100. You get $125 for free to bet with. Go ahead. Get started. All right, this next one's coming in from Brandon Watts. Which free agent? No, I won't do that. Which free agent offensive lineman would be the best to come in and improve both our running and passing game? Okay, so obviously I'm a big believer that offensive line is still the number one issue for, I guess I should say, the number one need on offense is offensive line. The top guy that I love is Taylor Moton, 26 years old, because I understand Trent Williams might be the number one offensive tackle in free agency, but he's also 32, going to be 33 years old. I'm trying to build for the future because that's what this Dolphins team needs to do, build for the future. And at age 26, you can get an offensive tackle, probably pay him $14 million a year. He's played over 1,000 snaps in 3 straight seasons. He's a good run blocker. He's a good pass blocker. And you can put him at right tackle, which is a big need because, again, you need somebody who's going to be able to play, especially when that's to his blind side. Next question coming in here is from Mitchell. Great first name, decent last name. Who are the best remaining offensive OC candidates remaining? Oh, get it together, Mitch. And what would be the advantages/disadvantages of hiring them? I mean, I'll be honest. I wanted Pep Hamilton, but Pep Hamilton is not an option anymore, unfortunately, for Miami. The top names, I'm going to throw out a name like Mike Kafka, somebody who I talked about on News and Rumors on Friday. Also a name potentially would be Ken Dorsey of the Bills. Now, they haven't really interviewed for that position, but the Dolphins have kind of said that they plan on making the move after the Senior Bowl. We'll see what ends up happening. The best and most likely hiring from, we'll say, inside the Dolphins organization, I'm a believer that it's going to end up being Godsey if they decide to hire from within. So who should be the Dolphins' next OC? You need to find somebody that can work with Tua. You need to find somebody that can be a little bit more creative with the young offensive players that you have, and you need someone that's not going to bail or go somewhere else after 1 year. So let me know, who do you want to be the next Dolphins OC? Brody Jensen, back-to-back mailbags. Maybe it's because I like your banner so much. If the Dolphins trade for Stafford, do you think we would be contenders? We'd still be able to draft a top wide receiver at 3 and a top running back the second round. So I guess you're talking about a trade that I saw for basically it's the number 18 pick for Matthew Stafford. I know that we've talked about Matthew Stafford trades a lot. I know we've talked about Deshaun Watson trades a lot. However, I would much rather have Tua instead of Matthew Stafford as my quarterback. Is he a good quarterback? Yes, absolutely. The reason why I'm not trading for a 33-year-old Stafford is because he's 33 years old, and I'd rather roll the dice and see what you got with Tua. The reason why I've been talking a lot of trades is because Deshaun Watson's only 25 years old, and that's still building for the future, which is something Miami definitely needs to do. So, no, I'm not on team trade for Stafford. Let's go to Dakota Hetrick here. Get a pick, my man. Should the Dolphins trade a Xavien Howard? If so, what would be the value? So more and more trade talks around Howard have been popping up because there was a report that came out like 2 weeks ago that he could be asking for basically a new contract because he's not happy with his contract right now. Despite being a top 5 cornerback in the National Football League, he believes that he deserves to be the highest paid cornerback. And maybe, I mean, you could make the serious argument that he is the best cornerback right now in football. And after a 10 interception season with 20 pass breakups, that might be hard to argue. However, I do not believe that the Dolphins should trade Howard. I think one of the biggest reasons why their defense was the best defense is because teams couldn't freaking throw on them. You had Byron Jones on one side. You had Xavien Howard on the other. It really covered up their mediocre safety play and actually their mediocre front. I mean, when guys were getting locked up, it helped guys like Emmanuel Ogbah get after the quarterback. It helped guys like Kyle Van Noy. So, no, I'm not going to trade Xavien Howard. If you do end up having to move on from him, if you can't get at least a first-round pick, you're not doing it right. And when I look to see the value of a guy like Jamal Adams getting 2 first-round picks, if you're telling me that Xavien Howard, after 10 interceptions, is going to get 2 first-round picks, man, I don't know what you're doing. So, again, y'all, appreciate everyone that watched the video. Again, we got to get to 1,000 likes for another Dolphins mailbag. Hopefully everyone has an awesome weekend.